Alright, hello everybody, my name is Jacob Stanley, and today I'm going to try to persuade you guys to buy more American-made products and the idea that it will boost the American economy, American bill. I'm going to try to persuade you using three main points, one being the American trade deficit, the next being the unemployment rate, and then the third on how to fix both of those. So a quick quote from Judith Schwartz in her article of Buying Local and How to Boost the Economy. Money is like blood, it needs to keep moving around to keep the economy going. When money is not spent locally, it flows out like a wound. So the horrifying truth of this quote is why I'm a strong believer in buying American-made products. It can hurt the economy if we do not buy American-made products. And a quick analysis of my audience here, we're all Americans and we're all consumers. So that meaning that we buy products to ensure our survival. So it's very important to understand the value of our money and to understand the significance of where that money is going after you hand it to the cashier and who made that product. So over the past couple weeks, I've read a few books about economics and economies around the world. A few of the books being The Thank You Economy and The Wealth of Nations. And they basically just analyze different economies for their strengths and weaknesses and to analyze like what's good about the economy and what's bad. So I have a general idea about economics. So again, to summarize, I'm going to talk about the American trade deficit, the unemployment rate, and how to fix them. So to start with, the American trade deficit has worsened tremendously over time, which has impacted our nation greatly. And I got most of my information from The Economic Collapse by Michael Snyder on this topic. And he says that the trade imbalance is 7 times larger than any other country in the world. And since 1975, we've had an imbalance of $8 trillion. And $8 trillion is a lot of money. So with $8 trillion, we could rebuild the U.S. infrastructure, invest into American businesses, invest into our future with education. So there's a lot of things we could do with $8 trillion because it's a lot of money. According to the economic collapse, in 2011, the trade deficit with China was 49,000 times larger than it was in 1985. And to be exact, that was about $295.5 billion, which is the largest trade deficit any country has seen in the whole entire world, in the history of the world. And it's thought that China takes away 500,000 jobs every year, American jobs every year, just because due to that trade imbalance and the trade deficit. And it's important to walk away from my speech knowing how to ensure that your job is not on the chopping block next. So now that I have given you information about the trade deficit, let's look at how it has affected the unemployment rate. It's a lot more massive than what we think it is. So in 2010, it was thought that it was about 10%. In all reality, it was about 19%. And according to the American Prospect by Leo Hendry, about 30 million people have been unemployed in 2010. And full-time is considered about 40 hours, everyone would agree. So in 2010, full-time workers were on average actually just getting about 33 hours. And if you put that in perspective for someone working full-time at 33 hours at minimum wage, that's about $3,000 that they're not getting by the end of the year. And according to John Van Zyl in his article, Made in USA in High Demand, it's known that people want to buy American-made products, but a lot of people just don't because it's a little more expensive, and that's primarily due to the quality of our products are better than that across the seas. And people would just rather buy cheaper products that will break quicker than investing into something worthwhile that'll last them a while. I don't quite understand it, but that's just me. And 2/3 of our United States economy is consumer driven. So even the average American buying American-made products will make a huge difference in the end. And especially if we can have a whole bunch of people buying American-made products, it make a huge difference in the end. So now that you have heard about the unemployment rates, I will tell you one way that we can make an effort to improve both the trade deficit and the unemployment rate. Both are caused by the carelessness of the United States citizens, just buying carelessly of foreign products rather than American products. But thankfully we can improve it, and it's easier said than done, but it is very doable. So to start off with, we want American businesses to invest and buy American-made products to sell and create their items with than foreign products. So, like for an example, one of Trump's towers on the western coast allegedly made its building out of Chinese steel, and I use that example just because it's recent. A lot of people know about it, but he made it out of Chinese steel allegedly, and by doing that, he supported Chinese jobs and Chinese people, and the money's going to China instead of if he would rather buy with American steel. Whereas now he'd be supporting American people with American money, and the money stays in America. According to the economic collapse, again, if we were to cut the trade deficit just in half, it would create about 5 million job openings for the American people to fill, creating a large amount of jobs that we can have, which creates a large takeaway in the unemployment rate, really cuts down on it. So since 2000, China's economy has grown 7 times faster than the United States economy, and it's estimated by 2040 that the Chinese economy will be 3 times larger than the United States economy. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will, because they're already pretty large, and if they're that large in 2040, then they can really be a huge superpower of money around the globe. So we as Americans need to stop this situation, and it is very doable just like the others. We need to do it just by buying American products. China's largest source of income is through America. We contribute about $400 billion to them every single year. So if we were to cut down on that $400 billion that we're giving to them and give it to us and keep it in the United States economy, that will not only increase our economy, but it will slow down theirs, and we'll eventually catch up, and it won't be such a large margin of the division of power. So according to the Consumer Reports and their article Made in America, 8 in 10 people want to buy American. They prefer American products over foreign products, but like I said before, they just don't buy as much because it's a little more expensive. They just don't want to take that extra step. So the solution is easier said than done. However, it is very doable. Everyone needs to buy more American-made products and spread the word. So with everyone's group effort, it can make a difference. Now to go buy American-made products and spread the word, like I said. So with everyone's help, it's only a matter of time before we see a large boost in the economic growth of the American economy. Thank you.